So guys, let us see what all the topics we are going to cover in the Spring framework. So first of all, whenever we are going to start any of the course, definitely we need to know what is the framework which we are learning. Okay, so here we are learning in the Spring framework, and in this Spring framework we have lots of features because it comes with some new features. It comes with some reducing the boilerplate code, reduces the we can say the complexity of the code, so that how it has reduces all that thing. So we are going to learn into introduction. Okay, we will learn some of like the things why we are going to learn it, what is the benefit if we are learning it. Okay, what are the features framework is providing us, and the thing which is the architecture of the Spring, because Spring framework is having a architecture where we have to there are different modules which is in the architecture. We have to go through that also. Once we will go with the modules, okay, we have so different kinds of modules in the Spring. Like we have a core module, we have Jdbc module, we have Java module, we have all these modules, we have a J2E module, we have a MVC module. So these are some kinds of modules which we have in the Spring. Okay, so we have to learn all these modules, where I can say the core module is for the standalone application, web module for the web application, Jdbc and the ORM, which is going to be tell you how to use the databases. Okay, how we can connect with our databases, what the things is there, what all the API Spring has provided us for connecting with the database. Okay, AOP is the aspect oriented, which is just like the object oriented concept in the core Java. Same, we have another concept here as a AOP. So we have to learn that aspects, advices, that modules also we are going to cover here. And the most important, like in the core module, which is your the Spring most important part, where we are going to create a standalone applications. And in this core module you will learn some of the most important things and some of the things which is really new for you, how the Spring is like calling as a loosely coupled application, what is the container, because might be if you have before you have done any course related to the servlets in JSP, you might know there are the containers, Tomcat container, you might have used that. Here we will learn some new container, which is a Spring container, where we can learn different kinds of a container, application context, bean factory, web application context. So these are the kinds of things which we are going to talk about. Okay, we have a dependency injections, bean life cycle, bean scopes. These are all the things which we are going to cover in the core module. Okay, then we will move to the after the core module. This is what we are going to cover. We have another thing which is like here the ORM, Jdbc module, and the Spring Data JPA module. So this is what we are going to cover over here. So we have Jdbc module, where we can talk about the Jdbc templates, where we can see how Spring has provided us lots of new things, like it provides us their own API. We don't need to write lots of boilerplate code to write the connections, to build the connections, prepare statements, then execute queries. No, that is not that much of a tough now in Spring. Spring has their own API. It will help us to reduce our that particular code. Okay, then we have to talk about the ORM, Spring Data JPA, which is again going to tell us to communicate with your database, and it also gives us a different way altogether to connect with your database. Even though there is a MVC module, which is the super important module in your Spring, all the modules are important. By I'm saying that Spring MVC is why important. One thing is it is having a huge things to learn, and it's a MVC, so we can create a web applications by using Spring MVC module, where we will learn a new things like dispatcher servlet, controller classes. We can have a service classes, we can have a DAO layer. We will talk about the different layers. We will talk about the flow of the Spring MVC. Normally you might know the Spring MVC when we are talking about MVC design pattern. It is a model view and controller classes. But when you are going to communicate with the web application in a Spring, you will find there is little bit of new things for you which you are going to learn, because here we have lots of configurations file which we are going to learn how to do the configuration. And Spring MVC the web application is really new which are the new for the Spring framework. So this is a very important part to learn, because you have to at the end you have to create a web applications, and first you need to learn the core modules, okay, where you can learn a number of basic concepts of your Spring: auto wiring, beans, how to inject, dependency injection, setter, constructor injection, all the stuff, and all that things you have to use now in your Spring MVC application. So first you need to be a very good in your basics of a Spring, and then the MVC application will be very easy for you. Okay, and here we have two more things, which is like a Spring security is itself a biggest topic here, so which we are going to cover, where we can cover the Spring security related to the based on the role, based on the URL. So we will learn that, and Spring testing also we have to cover in this like a course, how to test your controllers, how to test your the DAO layers, how to test your the service layers, how to test your REST API. So all that we are going to cover in your testing part. Okay, so guys, this is what exactly we have in our course. Thanks for watching. Bye.